Hello Professor and everyone watching this video. We are a group of students from Exploring the Universe Section 2. My name is Ngao Long Wei, and along with my team including Saint Lee Heng, Ang Hoi Ting, Vương Nakrita, Chanji Vitrakol and Hok Lim Heng, we decided to do a research about tides in SihanoukVille. Instead of going to Siem Reap with the rest of the class to study about astronomical events that occurs day to day, we decided to go on a trip to SihanoukVille instead to study the tides and how it affects fishermen and how they fish and their daily lives, how they are affected by the tides. So our activities, we went to Bong Sao and we used a very simple method to measure the tides. We used a measuring tape and then we measured from the top of a pier, which is 2.5 meters tall, and we measured the top of the wave and the bottom of the wave to determine how strong or how big the waves are at the current time. And we use these data to compare with the online data of what's the tide look like on that day, when are the low tides and when are the high tides. And according to our measurement, we found that during hours closer to low tides, the waves are much smaller, and during high tide, the waves are much larger. So we did this research at a pier on Independence Beach, about 40 meters from shore. So besides doing just measurements, we also had a chance to interview with local and ask them about their observation from day to day, looking at the tides and how it changes varies on day to day. And the answer were the tides change day by day, and it changed twice a day. So there's 2 high tides and 2 low tides. And the tides doesn't come in at the same hour every day. It changes little by little every day, and this depending on the month and the season as well. This shows that the tides follow the cycle of the moon. And besides that, we also interviewed a few local shops to ask about their opinion on what they know about the tide as well. And here is a video of our activities. So when we interviewed the locals, we found out that not just the moon, the weather also had a great effect on the tide as well. In different months and different seasons, the high tide and low tide can be much stronger or much weaker accordingly. So why did we decide to do this study? We studied the tide because it can be a huge deal to fishermen and their livelihood. The effect of tide can vary the resources of fish available in the ocean, according to an interview with one of the local fishermen. He said that fishermen all have different strategy of going out to sea, and this is changed by looking at the data of the tides that we can find on the internet. So most fishers, they fish from experience. Some decide to go out during high tide when the water are closer to shore and more fishes come. But this is also a risk as well, because during high tides, the waves are bigger. Some might decide to go during low tides to collect the fish that try to stay in the pools after the water has receded. And some may choose to go in between the hours of high tide and low tide to seek out much calmer water and catch a mix of both. And we find that the moon phase play a critical factor that affect the yield of how much fish they can find during each season. And by experimentation and noting it down, fishermen can adjust accordingly and increase their yield by looking at the moon pattern. So this is a very useful tip that we found, and we hope everyone can enjoy the process of studying the moon and also other astrological events that are happening on Earth, because not only does it affect on our solar system, but it affects our daily lives as well. And that is all for this video. Thank you very much for listening, and that is all.